waiting there for you. For now your family are okay, as long as you do what we say. Don't hurt them, I'm coming. On the table, that was my half of the deal. In the briefcase, now we need 2 million We know who you're working for. Just say the word and MI5 break down the door. Don't trust him, he's bluffing. On the table, that was my half of the deal. In the briefcase, now we need 2 million more. The sky is falling. Here come the angels dressed in black. It's not quite clear who will live and who shall die. On the table, that was my half of the deal. In the briefcase, now we need 2 million more. On the table, that was my half of the deal. In the briefcase, now we need 2 million
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another live stream Tuesday. And I can see you guys in the live chat room already. I had to think about what the day was, as is pretty much always the case. One day after the next, it just seems to go so quickly. But it is definitely Tuesday night tonight. And let me give you guys a shout out in the live chat room tonight. We have B, SD, Melody Rocks, Christian, Paul, Angela, and Zanhar76, Deborah, Daisy, Laurie, Billy, Melody Rocks, Angela, Ocean, Cats, Joe, Barbara, Janie, Mimi321, Elaine, Lisa, Bob's in there as well, Angela, Laurie, Teresa, and it's gone through the top of the screen. I can't keep up, but I can see lots of people tagging me. So hello to you guys in the live chat room. Thank you for joining me, and I just skipped an advert to save us from that so early on in the live stream. So now, hopefully everything's okay. You can hear me and see me. Karen says, I heard an echo. So hopefully the sound's all right. Now, what tends to happen is whenever I'm playing a video, the audio comes through my speakers very quietly, but occasionally it means that you might hear it coming out the speakers into the microphone. So that might be why there was a temporary echo. And I do tend to try and turn it down as quickly as possible. Obviously, if I can't hear it, I don't know when the song stops, and I don't know when to then press the button to then go to this camera and get out of whichever video has been playing previously. But anyway, let me get the names of my patrons up on screen because they make this all possible in the first place. Thank you guys. You know who you are, and their names go across the bottom of the screen throughout these live streams on a Tuesday and a Saturday, and they make everything that I do possible on the channel. Just everything that I've done, all the cover videos and analysis videos over the last however many years, probably getting close to 10 years now for the analysis videos. Maybe up to about 10 years. I'm not sure. It might be less than that. But it does seem like I've been doing them for a very long time. Right. Now, another thing that I tried to do last night was set up a scheduled post for the live stream, because about an hour before at 10 p.m. here in the UK, I always say to people, you know, which song do you want to hear, which cover video do you want to see, so that I then put that at the top of the live chat room. And obviously I need the song that we start the live stream with, and tonight it was Percy Johnson. I tried to do that last night to set it up as a scheduled post, but it didn't work. It just posted it straight away. So then some people at 1:30, even though the post was probably only live for 30 seconds, I still get people messages saying, Phil, what's happened? You've posted about doing a live stream in an hour's time. And it's exactly the same post that I always do for every other live stream. And I think, yeah, for regular viewers and just people in general, I don't do random live streams. They're always at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday night and 11 p.m. on a Saturday night, and that's Greenwich Mean Time. So yeah, I was trying to set up the scheduled post. It didn't work. And then of course, I mean, the reason I was trying to set it up is that I know before a live stream, because I'm setting everything up, running around here, there, everywhere, and if there are any gremlins, I've got to try and sort them out. So I forget to ask for the cover songs and which song to start with. So I thought I would schedule the post so that I don't have to worry about it. But of course, that caused more problems than anticipated. Actually more, because now I've got to answer people's messages saying, no, I'm not live streaming. I was just trying to do a scheduled post. So yeah, there you go. And you will know way ahead of time if I'm going to be live streaming at a time that isn't normal, if it is going to be random. But it's never going to be at 1:30 in the morning or 2:30 in the morning, as would have been last night with that post that I was trying to set up to be scheduled. So anyway, moving on. In tonight's live stream, we're going to be covering lots of stuff. I don't think necessarily falling into the troll bracket, but just some of the comments that I've had on some of the videos recently that are interesting to do with AI. But let's get up on screen the likes goal for tonight. We are aiming for 410, and if we hit 410, it means we are then going to have Phil Jam number 268. I think that's right. Yes, 268. So if you could hit the thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated. And let me get the like button up on screen. We are at 208 likes so far. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. If you can continue to do that, it means we need 200 more people. So that's the maths done for tonight. I timed that perfectly. So yeah, if you could hit the thumbs up, that would be great. And I'm not anticipating what happened on Saturday, which is where suddenly an influx of 600 people happened, and we just hit the likes goal pretty much immediately. So yeah, Saturday was quite interesting, and certainly yeah, that's the first time that's ever happened that yeah, so many people have suddenly got involved and started hitting the thumbs up. But anyway, I know a Tuesday night it's a lot less likely, because it's a work day or a school day, as was used to be called when I was young. It means that yeah, you had to go to bed early because it's a school night, a school day. This is going to be a school day the next day, and it was a school night, is what my parents used to say. So anyway, right, now moving on, let's get the donations tab up on screen just to get everything organized. And you don't have to donate, just watching is great. So yeah, you don't have to donate for analysis videos or anything like that. Just send your request through to requests@wingsofpegasus.com. But there are some people that can't resist donating, so for those people, I think it's important that they know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the Super Chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below. So, today, the only thing that's happened out of the ordinary is getting a new tyre for my car. This is something that I noticed a couple of days ago. I went out to my car and one of the tyres was almost flat. So then I went to a garage and pumped it up so that I could actually drive to where I wanted to go. And yeah, I think it had gone down quite a lot since I pumped it up a couple of days ago. So now I've got a new tyre on my car, which is good. And it's the same make as the other tyres. So it doesn't look like, you know, a wheel from a wagon that's put on my car and it's totally out of place. So that is good. So that's one thing sorted and done and out of the way. And it's, it's always a bit of a pain when that kind of thing happens. And I'm going to need my car for Thursday because I'm going to be doing something that I can't talk about. So yeah, I won't mention anything about it, but it's to do with, TV and stuff, but I can't say anything about that. But what would be and is quite good, I was going to say it would be good to, you know, maybe raise awareness of, you know, the analysis videos and get correct information out there, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it is hopefully going to be something that people will see quite a lot because it'll be on national TV. So in the future, I can't say a lot about it, but anyway, as soon as I can say about it, then I will do. So yeah, that's going to be happening on Thursday, so I definitely need my car for that, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to be okay. And this is why I do mention it, because on Thursday it means that Thursday as a day, I'm normally doing admin and answering messages and all that kind of stuff, but because I'm going to be out for most of the day and I'm going to be in London doing kind of filming, it means that I'm not going to be able to answer the messages as promptly as I normally do. So just in case, you know, people start panicking because I haven't replied on a particular day when I would normally reply, it's because, yeah, I'm out busy. So now, getting into the other things that have been happening on the channel, of course, AI and the videos that I've been making, or a lot of them have been requested. And I think the problem is that people don't know what they're listening to. I mean, when we're talking about pitch correction and auto-tune, people definitely don't know what they're listening to. But when we then add into the equation now AI and somebody being a fan of a particular singer, and now they're asking me, is the singer that I'm a fan of an actual person? So, and I had another email that was from someone who was asking me if a particular singer was a real singer, whether it was AI or not. And with this particular singer, I had actually looked at her channel quite a few months ago, maybe last year, but it was because she does, and it's not Tori Holub, it's another artist called Harriet. It's just kind of one name, and she does Karen Carpenter covers, you know, now and again, but she is an original artist who's got her own music. But this person was asking me if she was AI, and it's interesting because, I mean, the pictures, for me, are just genuine pictures, whereas AI pictures look like AI pictures. And I said, oh no, this is a genuine artist. I looked at her a few months ago. I was asked to check her out just to kind of listen to her voice, because it's kind of in that bracket of somebody who sounds very similar to Karen Carpenter. And I had featured Tori Holub before. But anyway, They then replied and said, yeah, I'm not sure, because it sounds like they might be going through a Karen Carpenter plugin, because I heard that there's a company that makes that can make your voice into sounding like Karen Carpenter. So anyway, ultimately, Harriet is currently on tour, and she's from the UK, so she's on tour in the UK at the moment. It means that she's playing shows. So if you want to go and see her in real life, this is always going to be the great leveler of knowing whether somebody's AI or not. If they are playing live and you can go and watch them, it's going to be really difficult to pull that off if you're somebody behind a keyboard and you're not a musician. So Harriet is definitely a real person. She is touring at the moment, and I'm going to be doing a video soon on another AI artist, but unfortunately I'm just going to skip this advert. Unfortunately, this AI artist is a massive scam, and it's a bit of a shame, like how deep this is going. And before we had a look at the James Hilton channel, and the AI creations there, the AI images, and that was someone who, and I know people have said that, James Hilton doesn't exist, or could be AI as well, so you don't really know who is doing all of this. But anyway, the thing about that is that they're being uploaded to YouTube. They weren't being, disclosed as AI, and people were commenting, thinking it that, saying, oh, you've got such a great voice, all this kind of stuff, and then the person that uploaded it isn't saying, oh no, it's not me, it's AI. They're letting the compliments flow for their singing ability and their playing ability that they don't have, because it's AI that's created it. So in this case that I'm looking at the moment, unfortunately, on YouTube you've got all the songs, and they've got lots and lots and lots of songs. And this is the thing about AI creations, is it takes a couple of minutes to make a song, just writing in the prompts. So when you see an artist releasing a new song every couple of days, every few days, and that continues for 7 or 8 months, there's something suspicious going on there. So, just listening to the songs, you get that kind of nasty instrumental low bitrate sound that AI produces, because it's not actually recording the instruments, it's giving a representation of what it's heard, therefore it's not quite getting it right. So the songs sound like that, so it sounds like AI. The imagery, and I'll do this all in a video, pointing out things about the AI imagery that don't make sense. The problem here is, on the website it says that the person is going to be touring in the summer, and that's interesting because the summer's gone. So this must be a banner that they have running across the site all the time to pretend that this is a real person. And it says something like pre-book tickets coming soon. So, but obviously that's never going to happen because it's AI. But it's to try and sell it that it is a real person. And the other problem is that there's a part of the website, which, I'll get into it in my video, but it's saying that it's a charity and that it's been set up to help disadvantaged kids. And then there's images that are AI of the artist helping kids and performing to children. And you think, well, now we're getting a bit, it's getting, rather than just maybe doing something for fun with AI and not disclosing it, which is still misleading, but now trying to get donations for something that is an AI image, and that the artist wasn't there. They weren't there playing to those kids. I've done the research on it, and I'll show this in the video, that it's not, and anyone can search this, it's not a registered charity either. So when they say about their registered charity raising money for kids, it doesn't exist. So all of that is fake as well. So what is interesting about this particular artist is they've got either 40 or 50,000 subscribers, something like that, getting millions of views on the music videos, of course. And the artist, the AI creation, whoever's doing this, might be a team of people who are trying to make the AI images look as consistent as possible, just creating these AI songs. Yeah, they're promoting that they've got a new album coming soon. And of course you say, well, yeah, but in a week's time, we're going to have another album's worth of songs. Well, a couple of weeks, if you're releasing a new song every 2 days. So how can you really build up any hype for an album if you're releasing a new song every 2 days? So, yeah. But this is it. It's just a way to try and make it look more realistic. So, yeah, look out for that video. I mean, that'll be coming up this week. Another thing. I mean, it seems like now, because AI is so out of control and it was never policed, it means that just pointing out all of these scams is good. Probably going to take most of my time. So anyway, there's another scam on Telegram on my channel. The scam bot is creating Telegram usernames, wings_of_Pegasus in brackets Telegram, and then it says message me personally. So I've been getting lots of messages about this, so many that I'm going to have to do another video, because I think the problem is that since the last video that I made on this scam that goes into the comments section, and YouTube still aren't sorting it out. Since the last video is maybe 8 or 9 months ago, so new subscribers, like 8 or 9 months worth of subscribers, I don't know how many tens of thousands that is, but they don't know about the scam because they haven't seen my video on it. So it means I'm getting emails from people saying, yeah, hi Phil, sorry if I breached the your terms on your channel. You said that you wanted to talk to me privately. And then I have to obviously reply saying, no, I haven't. It's a scam. And usually they try to get you on Telegram. And I've had another email. I had lots of emails, but the other kind of email are people saying, am I talking to you on Telegram? And I say, no, I don't use Telegram. It's a scam. It's a scam bot. And they try and get your information, and they pretend that they're me, and they try to get where you're from, an address, and ultimately they're going to ask you for money. And the scam that happened before, they were asking for money to send through what they had won. And in an email that I got yesterday, somebody said, oh, hi Phil, just double checking before I send the money for the MacBook Pro. I just want to check that I am talking to you. So of course I said, no. It's a scam. I don't use Telegram, and I don't do anything like that in the comment section. Say for example, somebody's commented, I will never say to them, let's discuss privately, or let's chat on Telegram, or do anything like that and put a link, or I don't message people in the comment section. So, and because it's a scam bot, it means it makes a new variation of the channel automatically. So it changes characters to, Telegram, wings of Pegasus, wings.of.Pegasus, Telegram. And there's lots of different variations of it. And obviously they steal my picture for my channel. So yeah, just be vigilant with it. And I know that I'm only talking to the live stream audience at the moment, but I will do a video to let everybody know, for subscribers en masse, to not fall for this scam. Because yeah, people are unfortunately falling for it. So yeah, it's a bit of a pain. And I will roll into that one. Another scam that I got through YouTube. And this is a copyright claim scam. And they are targeting people on YouTube, creators. And I mean, thankfully I didn't fall for this scam. But I can absolutely understand why a creator would fall for this. Because it's to do with copyright blocks on YouTube. And an email from... and this is what it's supposed to look like, or supposed to be, an email from a copyright owner on YouTube who is asking about their music and for you to take down the video using their music. And if you don't do that, then they'll issue a copyright strike. And as you guys know, if you get a copyright strike on your channel, 2 more, and then your channel is deleted. So it is a serious thing. So the scammers are playing on that. They know that potentially big YouTube channels might think, oh, hang on, which video do I have to take down? And then you might message saying, oh, which video do I have to take down? And they'll give you a link, and that link even though it might look like a YouTube video link, that is a link for them to then get access to your computer, to your passwords, and obviously to your bank account if you have got online banking, all that kind of stuff, and to your YouTube account, so they could go in there and change whatever they want to about it. And that's another scam. So I'll kind of roll that into one video. And I mean, it's a shame, because I mean, that's nothing to do with AI scams. That's just scams in general. So I do that. I mean, I think the musician, or the AI musician, I think it's going to be an important video just to let everybody know, because of the amount of people watching, and potentially, there's also merchandise on the website. And this is all fraudulent. It's all a scam. So they've got fans of the particular AI artist who can get merchandise of an AI artist that they think is a real person. I mean, some of the pictures are quite funny. And I know that people that aren't maybe producers or into music, they don't really understand it all about playing live. Some of the pictures are quite, it's a scam, so they're not really entertaining, but they're wrong. Where, in the background, you can see that on the poster, or on the, playing in a stadium, the name of the artist is spelt incorrectly because AI has done it wrong. The singer will be facing the wrong way, where most of the crowd you can see is off to the right, even though the mic is set up in that direction, which would be performing to like a corner of the stadium. It wouldn't make any sense. And then in the background, in one picture, it says that the artist is in the studio and they're getting down some new ideas for some songs. But then in the background, you've got a mixer that I've never seen the likes of, with the buttons that are on there and their positions. And you think, that's interesting, having a slider in that position, and not only one of them, but three, where you don't have sliders there. And sliders, by the way, are for each channel. So when you're mixing, you make particular instruments louder or quieter, and you use a slider to push up and then bring down. So those sliders are in very specific positions. So when you see them popping up all over the place on a mixer, you think, well, this has to be AI, because it doesn't know what it doesn't know that that's what sliders do. So it just puts little sliders all over the place. But obviously the person making these AI pictures isn't going to be a producer either. So they don't know that in the background it really gives it away. And we have Velvet Sundown, were they called? We have return of the anomalous guitar markings. And when we get into the charity side of it, you'll see that her guitar, or the AI artist's guitar, changes from one picture to the next, and the markings are moving. So you think, well, who's changing the markings on their guitar from one picture to the next? So we'll get into all of that in the video. So another thing, and I know there have been donations, so thank you guys for these. I will address those soon. And the other thing about AI is that the video that I did on the James Hilton thing, I said in that video, and bear in mind, I think you have to bear this in mind when I'm talking about this, you have to bear in mind the context of what I'm saying. So here I'm talking about a person who is claiming that they've written a song. And when somebody says about, them having a great voice, it's not their voice. It's not even them playing the instruments. They've written in, let's say, for example, they've written in the lyrics for the song, and then the song has been created. So that doesn't make you a songwriter. It's difficult to say whether that even makes you a lyricist, because generally, a lyricist, you will need another human in order to make your work into something that is then a product. And when you do that, it means that the songwriter then will split the proceeds of, however many you sell. That songwriter has effectively now been employed to make your words into a song. So everything's above board there, because you've got somebody who's been employed to do something. And that's the way that things work, is that you've got people who have skills and they get employed to do those things. And I'm going off at a bit of a tangent here, but I want to also mention about somebody who said, what's the difference between getting AI to create, the instrumentation, to play the instruments, and for AI to come up with that. What's the difference between that and getting a session musician? The difference is that, first of all, AI was trained illegally on copyright material, and those musicians and artists and writers were not compensated. So you've got a massive illegal thing that's gone on there, which means people have been shortchanged. Effectively, their intellectual property has been stolen. So you're getting a product from that malpractice in the first place. But then all of that is potentially illegal. But then when you think about, well, what are you doing when you employ a session musician? You are paying for somebody's skills, the skills that have been ripped off by AI. So for me, it's I don't know, it's an ethical issue. They think, oh yeah, but no, I'll rip people off. They didn't agree for all of their copyright material to then now give me a product, and I now don't have to pay a session musician to do it. And guess what? If you had somebody in the studio, and this is another email I got, they said, what if I was working with a musician in a studio, and this is related to the point of me saying AI, when it creates a song, people listen to the song and they think, oh, actually, I don't like that. Let me create another one. And it gives another song. And they think, oh, I don't like that. And somebody said that they go through roughly 3,000 creations before they find a song that they like the sound of. So you think, okay, right, so you've been through all of those creations, you find one that you like the sound of, somebody says, what's the difference between that and a musician coming and playing and you liking the sound of what they do, so that's how you write your song? Guess what? When a musician comes up with an idea or a riff or a chord progression or, a verse and a chorus to a song, they are then entitled to take a percentage of the royalties for that song because they have come up with it. It's their intellectual property. The same intellectual property that's been ripped off by AI to then give you all of these different variations of songs, like 3,000 of them. So, yeah, I think if you're sitting there going through thousands of creations, it would probably be quicker to learn how to play an instrument and learn how to produce yourself. But yeah, anyway, that's another side of it. So yeah, you've got one side that AI, and these people are saying, what's the difference? There's such a difference, it's ridiculous. And if you don't understand the difference, that when somebody creates something, they are entitled to get paid for that. Sometimes with a session musician, and I've done this in the past, where you just give them a flat fee and say, I will do that for X amount, and you can then have the license for that if you want to put it on editing software or whatever they want to do with that particular sound that you've created or that riff that you've played. And that's a common thing that happens as well. But if you're getting into songwriting and somebody is writing a song for an artist, that's where you get into contracts. So AI is now skipping over all of this law and all of these laws that have been in, I don't know, they've been in situ for years, decades, and it's all about protecting intellectual property. And you can even say that this doesn't even just apply to music, it applies to everything in the world, that if you've created something, that is yours, you're entitled to get something for that. And that's why when you record an album yourself and you put it on your website and then you sell it, that money comes to you because you've done that, you've created all of it yourself. So this is when people are creating AI songs and then trying to upload it, not saying it's AI, that's where we have a problem. So I know that we're talking about AI a lot, but the other thing, getting back to this James Hilton, I forget his name, or the AI, whatever it is, people have said to me, and again, in context of being a songwriter, I said that when you write lyrics down, that doesn't make a song. It's just words at that point. It doesn't mean anything. It's not a song. So of course, I've had messages from poets and novelists, writers, and they've said, I disagree with what you're saying in this video, saying that just writing words is just words on paper and that it doesn't mean anything. Because I'm a novelist and I write words on paper and it absolutely does mean something, because that's what I do. So I've had to explain to those people, I'm not talking about novelists, being an author or poets or anything like that. I'm talking about writing a song. If you write words on a bit of paper and then say, here you go, somebody will say, oh, what is this? And you say, it's my song. And the natural reaction would be, well, where's the song? Let me play it on my computer. I say, oh no, it's just the words. And that's what I mean. That when you're writing just words, they're just words. That's not a song. So yeah, it's important to understand that when you're writing a book, for example, words on paper, that is absolutely the book. That is what it is. So yeah, because you would take it as a book. Like when you open a book and you look at one page after the next, you don't think, oh, these are just words on paper. You know what it is. So yeah, just to try to clarify that when I'm talking about it in my video on songs and songwriting and somebody claiming to be a songwriter, that yeah, when I say it's just words on paper and it isn't anything, I'm not talking about being a writer. So just for those people. And I did get quite a lot of comments and emails about that I can understand that maybe they feel that it's an insult to them as writers, just saying that what they're doing doesn't mean anything. But I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying in the context of saying something as a song, because the person was saying that they were a songwriter when they're not. They're just putting in words, and that doesn't constitute a song. Anyway, I'm going to get into the donations. So thank you guys for these. And Paul's donated $5. Thank you for that, Paul. And the message is 505,000 subscribers. Awesome. Let's have fun tonight and spike the likes. All y'all. Peace, love, and rock. And 505,000 subscribers. It's official. And I think they only just hit that before the live stream. So thank you guys for subscribing. Hitting the thumbs up. Make sure that you hit the notification bell to get notified for all of the videos. And yeah, to really make sure you get notified for the videos, head over to patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus to get notified for all of the videos. You'll get an email for each video as well, so you won't miss any of them. So on YouTube, sometimes it can not tell everybody about the videos, which is something that happens quite regularly, unfortunately. Anyway, I don't know where those 5,000 extra people have come from since the 500,000 subscribers that we hit. But thank you guys for subscribing and getting involved. Timothy's donated $9.99 with a straight up donation. Thank you for that. Jennifer's donated $5 and says, Phil, Eva the Diva wondered if you would be willing to head up a governing body to ensure ethics and standard in the music industry. So thank you for that. Well, if it was being set up, I wouldn't mind being consulted about it and explaining to government what AI is and why it is, I think probably the biggest breach of copyright law ever. It has to be, because AI models have been fed copyright material without the owner's knowledge. It's without their knowledge, let alone without their permission. So that being fed through to an AI model, which then takes all of that copyright information to then produce its own variation of that information, which people are then buying. So a company is making probably millions from their AI models that were trained on copyright material, which was illegal to do that in the first place. So you've got this massive, looking at that in any other way, you can say, right, I'm going to steal somebody's music, I'm going to mix it around a bit, but it is still their music. They don't know I've done it. And I'm going to repackage it and say, oh, here you go, have this. But for $10 a month, I'll give you that. And then the person pays you. That's massively illegal to be doing that. So I think government don't really understand how it works or what's happened. That it's not a magical thing, AI. You've got to feed it information, and that information has to be given with permission of the people that own that information. Whereas that didn't happen. So I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be bothered about them contacting me asking for me to do it. I don't think I can head up that by myself. As you guys know, I'm doing too many things at the moment, too many projects to do that all myself. When you start getting into government and stuff, I mean, that's like a full-time thing. That'll take every day, every hour of every day to try and get something that's going to be robust and reliable. But anyway, Karen donated $5 as well. Thank you for that. The message is, hi Phil, congrats on hitting 505,000 subscribers. It's a crime how people abuse AI. I applaud you for being the voice of reason in this crazy world. Karen, so thank you for that. Jennifer donated $5 again and said, Phil, can session musicians bargain to get money from each time a song they played on, like a singer? Or are they just paid for their time at the time? So it depends on the contract. You can say as a session musician, right, for this 3-hour session, I want £300. And whatever's in that, and then you sign a contract, you have to sign a contract to say that you are just charging £300 for that session. Now, generally what will happen as a session musician is you go in and nowadays you don't have to go in, you can do it online. They can ask you to record your parts online, which is kind of how I did it in the past. But they can say, right, we need you to play this and this and this. And you go there, you play the chords, you play a guitar solo, you do what you do, and whatever you come up with, and if they're giving you something that is a particular riff, a particular song, particular chord progression, you play that, you take your money, and you go away. Now, if you sign the contract saying you're only going to get paid for the 3 hours, and you start coming up with amazing riffs and things that they think, oh, hang on, that was pretty good, we're now going to change our song to have that riff. You've already agreed that anything you're going to play in those 3 hours, you're not entitled to because you've been paid for your time. So there's a difference between being paid for your time, and generally session musicians will be playing what they're asked to play. If you're being asked to come up with stuff, I think as a session musician, if you're getting paid for the 3 hours, then say, well, no, I'm just here to play what you're asking me to play. And anything else more creative, then we can come up with another negotiation about the contract. Because if you're coming up with stuff, say, for example, you come up with a riff that's like Seven Nation Army, and you haven't renegotiated or negotiated a new contract where they've now got that riff that's being played all over the world in stadiums, like on a daily basis, and you should be receiving a royalty for every time that riff is played. But if you've signed a contract saying that you've only been paid for your time, then you won't get paid for that. So if you are coming up with stuff, if you're extemporizing, and extemporizing to a point where it's a fundamental part of a song, then make sure that you are signing a contract that means you get a percentage of royalties dependent on how much you've done for the song. Because it might be the case that the riff is maybe 1/3 of the song. You get the riff at the beginning, maybe it comes in after the chorus, but then the lyrics, the melody for the vocals and the chorus, chorus, verse, all that kind of stuff, that's already been written. Then you negotiate on how important your riff is to the song, and you might say, right, well, I would like 22% of the royalties for this. And they might think, oh, well, that's fair. That's about how much the riff takes up of the song. But then you're negotiating contracts at that point, and that means you will get a royalty for every time that's played in the future. And this is a huge problem that a lot of even band members have had, that they haven't got a contract. So it means that somebody that owns the song, as soon as you're labelled or you're registered as the songwriter, if you are the sole songwriter, you own everything. So it means that you might have musicians, and this is something that, not to get too controversial, but this is something that Sharon Osbourne was amazing at. I don't know whether amazing is the right word. She knew this. She knew that if she could get Ozzy Osbourne registered as the sole songwriter for songs that were created by the band, that would then, all of the ad revenue, talking about YouTube, but back in the day, all of the revenue and the royalties for playing on the radio, on TV, on movies, and when we're talking about movies that might now feature songs from, back in the day, all of the royalties will go to Ozzy Osbourne. Now, what Sharon also did was set up an independent management company where the royalties were filtered through. So there was no way that money's going anywhere else. So yeah, through the record label to the songwriter to then the management company that obviously Sharon then owned the company. So she's the, what is it? Not the manager. She was the manager in that sense of being, manager of Ozzy and the band and knowing what she was doing. But she's like the managing director, I guess, of the company where all of the money ends up. So generally what will happen is, if you're not in the know, the record company will take all of the royalties, from the songwriters, depending on the contract that they've signed. Of course, Sharon Osbourne knows the contracts that they're signing, so she will be able to make sure that everything is coming through the way that she wants it to. So anyway, long story short, it means that you can have a band in a studio, even in a rehearsal studio, coming up with a song, and you can have the guitarist coming up with a really cool riff, and you can have the drummer coming up with some amazing fills and parts that are absolutely essential to the overall sound of the song. You can have the bassist laying down the most amazing riff and groove, and then you have the singer who is coming up with the melody, but again the guitarist might say, oh, I think it sounds better when we go to that. So you've got this song that is created equally by all members, but one person is registered as the songwriter. They get everything. So and this is why so many bands break up and then are suing each other, is because they'll say, hang on, that's my riff. The riff that the song is known for is the thing that I came up with. And then the person will say, yeah, but it's my song. I registered the song, therefore all of the royalties come to me, and you get 0% because there wasn't a contract between the band members as to what they should get for that. So yeah, this is it, that there's a lot to be said for being educated, and everything that Sharon did was absolutely within the law. You could say that ethically, did she know what she was doing? Did she know the musicians that she was looking at wouldn't know about where the money is going to be going, who's registered as the songwriter, and setting it up so that the royalties then went into this management company that she owned. So yeah, you could say, well, if you're a musician, you should be educated on the law and how it's going to work to ensure that you do get paid for everything that you create. But I think a lot of musicians, especially back in the day, even now, don't know about the law. They don't know about publishing rights and signing contracts. And as I always say, the illusion of fame. If they're famous, they think it must be going really well. They don't realise they're not getting paid anything. And then when they're dropped by the label, they're not entitled to any money, and they won't get any royalties for the rest of their life on songs that they've written, because the record label owns them. But anyway, let's now by the way, we need a spike of the likes. We're aiming for 410 tonight. We are at 348 or 350, so looking for 60 more people. If you can hit the thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated. Long answer to that question, but it is important for musicians to know their rights, also session musicians to be switched on, and just for people in general to know about intellectual property. And if you are signing a record deal, what you are signing, make sure you understand how much of your songs you are signing away, what percentage you're entitled to, because if you're signing a recording contract, it won't be a big percentage, maybe 5%, something like that. Whereas you should be entitled to 100%. It's all your work. Right. Anyway, thank you for the questions in the super chat window and the donations. I am just going to jump into the PayPal window. And we had a donation from Elrod, who donated £6. And that is a straight up donation. So thank you for that, Elrod. And Ian donated £1 as well. Thank you for that. It's a straight up donation. And Bryony donated £5. Thank you for that. And the message is, hi Phil, will you be adding the new Amelia album version video to Patreon? So At some point, yes. Generally how it works is I'll upload it to YouTube and then put a link to it over on Patreon, but then the video will be either unlisted or private. I can't remember what it's set to, but something that's just available on Patreon for patrons as like a bonus thing. So yeah, I will do that at some point, because I am planning on kind of getting it organized so that I might even just re-upload the performance videos from the live stream that I did years ago, and get them organized so that I know where they are, and I know that people on Patreon have access to them and all that kind of stuff, because it's all a bit disorganized. That's on my to-do list. But thank you for that. Lisa W's donated £10 and 65 pence, so thank you for that. And the message is, "Hi Phil, this is to help with your flat tire. Congratulations on 505,000 subscribers." So thank you for that. And Soul's Compass has donated £1 and 11 pence, so thank you for that. And the message is, "Congrats on 505,000 subscribers. What is your favourite thing about autumn?" So, I think actually this year, my favourite thing about autumn is it not being as hot. So, I mean, it's quite a simple thing, because, the summer that we've just had, I think we had 4 heat waves, which is absolutely crazy. And and I don't do politics on my channel, but I did see on the news that Donald Trump said to, it's quite funny, because he's basically speaking to the UN, United Nations, and he's just telling them everything they're doing wrong, which I thought, oh, well, that's great. So, he's saying that, loads of people are invading Europe and all this kind of stuff. But he also said that global warming is the biggest con job that there's ever been, or something like that. So, I don't know. I would say that there are people that believe one thing and believe another thing, but I tend to believe that there's something going on, because even in my lifetime, I've noticed over the last 10 years, and especially over the last summer, and then the summer before, and the summer before that, when we had like 42 degrees, even I can notice that there's something different happening here, having 4 heat waves in the summer. We've never had that before, and the fact that the hottest years have all been since 2020. So we've totally obliterated the previous 100 years records before that. It's now a lot hotter over a very short space of time. So there's something going on. Of course, don't take my word for it. There are experts who study this, and they have shown that not only as a person in the world I can sense something going on because it is hotter, but they are saying that yes, it is hotter. The UK's average temperature has gone up significantly over the last 20 years. So to say it's a con, I don't particularly think that that's the case. I do tend to listen to people who study it. I think that's what you have to do. I don't study it, so I don't know. Now, if they came to me about the incidences of pitch correction and auto-tune over the last 20 years, given analysis and data, then that's something that I would say, well, yes, I would absolutely be able to tell you that there has been a significant increase in the performances and mainstream performances that you see that are pitch correction and auto-tune. And how do I know this? Because it's what I do. I analyze live performances, and I have been doing that for, like I said, almost 10 years, probably about 10 years. So I've looked at a lot of pitch graphs in my time. I built up a lot of data, so therefore, if somebody was asking me about it, I've got a lot of data that I can refer to. So I tend to think it's the same thing with global warming, that they've got the data. But anyway, thank you for that. Karen's donated £5 and 35 pence, and the message is, "Hi Phil, Mickey Dolenz recently told fans to beware of scammers using AI as they made false news links of him. Do you think artists raising this awareness will be beneficial? Thanks for all you do, Karen." Thank you for that. And I think just awareness is the most important thing. And it's difficult because not only do you have the musician side of things, you've also got, I've seen on Instagram, celebrities promoting products that they aren't promoting. So they're using AI to use the celebrity's face to then look like they're promoting a particular cream, and that's how, the one that I saw was I think Jennifer Aniston, and it wasn't her, it's AI, but of course it looks like her talking about a particular cream, and that's how she's kept her young looks or whatever it's supposed to do. So that's the other problem, that you could even have musicians or people in the public eye who are being taken advantage of, and this is why, again, AI has just been a massive breach of copyright and people's even identity theft, because there's no way that Jennifer Aniston has agreed for her face to be used for that advert, for that product, because that's the point. It's a scam. How is it possible? Because years ago, probably about 10 years ago, AI was just let loose on the internet. And yeah, that's the government's fault. So that I don't know what happens now. And I truly don't know how you get control of AI. And just let's throw this into the mix. After, President Trump was here in the UK, actually just around the corner in Windsor Castle. He was here, and they announced a multi-billion-dollar partnership for the development of AI in the UK to become an AI superpower. So rather than our government saying, hang on, this is crazy, everybody's rights and copyright information and everyone's copyright material is being massively stolen. There's theft all over the place. We can't control it. Rather than saying we've got to put a stop to this and start to write legislation to cover all of this fraud that's going on, they've gone the other way and said, hang on, we need more of this. Let's invest billions into this so that we can get even more fraud from AI going and train models even faster. So this is the problem, that at the point at which you think we've got to get control of this, they're now really pushing on the accelerator, and they're almost just overlooking everything. They don't understand what's going on. That's the problem. Then that you can't really overlook something that you don't understand. All you think is, oh, we can make lots of money from this, so let's just push forward with it. Yeah. So as for what's going to be happening in the future, you won't be able to trust anything you see. You won't be able to trust anything you hear. Court cases will now not be able to have any video evidence or any witness testimony that isn't the person actually there in the court. And I know that that's how it works. But if somebody has a video of a crime, now an absolutely valid defense for somebody who's been caught on CCTV in a murder case, they say, how do you explain you being at this location at this time of day? They can now legitimately say, that's not me, that is AI. Somebody's taken my face and they've put it on whoever that was. As a defense or a prosecution, how do you argue against that now? You can absolutely say, yes, that is a valid, that's a valid reason or alibi, or whatever you want to call it. That will get you out of the charge, because it is possible that isn't you, even though it's your face. It's AI. So yeah, this is the problem. I don't know what happens in the future when we get into all that kind of stuff. Yes, it's all going to be messed up. I don't know what happens after that. Anyway, thank you guys for the donations. We are going to be jumping into the cover video. By the way, we're looking for another 33 more people. No, not 33, 37 more people. We're looking for basically 410 likes. If you could hit the thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated. But we will jump into tonight's cover video, which is going to be Lay It on the Line. Let me end the poll there. Just in case we do make it to the Phil Jam, it's 7 minutes and 32 seconds. So we're going to have to get a move on with the thumbs up, find some people, drag them in from around the internet to hit the thumbs up. But this is my version of Lay It on the Line. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you after. Rock!
It's the same old story all over again. You turn a lover
And there we have it. That was my version of Lay It On The Line, the Triumph Classic. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And, either people, it seems like in the live chat room, either people are getting a Patreon notification now about the live stream. I don't know why that's happening, unless it is me trying to set it up last night, the scheduled thing, and now not only did it post last night, but then it's going to be posting again tonight at a totally random time. I do not know. I don't know why it would do it at midnight, but I don't know whether it's the live stream, but the live stream is absolutely 100% scheduled for 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time and September the 23rd, 2025. So everything is definitely set up as it should be on YouTube. So yeah, maybe YouTube's had a bit of a mistake tonight and not told people about the live stream. But it is what it is. So 5, 6, 7 minutes left of the live stream, and 16 people are required to hit the thumbs up. So if you haven't hit the thumbs up, it'd be very much appreciated if you could do. If you could do it very quickly, that'd be great, because it means we could fit in the Phil Jam before the end of the live stream. There's been another donation. We do have a picture corner to get into as well. Sue's donated £2. Thank you for that. And says Tyre Fund. So thank you for that, Sue. Right. Now, let me get into picture corner. We will do that. We'll keep an eye on that likeometer as well. We're looking for 13 people. And Angela says, oh weird, I just got a post from Patreon at 7:01. Okay, right, so anyway, oh yeah, with the times don't change in the UK until I think the end of October. So we're only in September at the moment, so still a while that it's still going to be at this time. Obviously, if your clocks change wherever you are, then that will change the time. But anyway, right, I need to set up the screen capture to try and get what I'm looking at up on screen, because we are going to start with, if I can get this sorted, I don't know where this is going to appear actually, and it's off to the side. We are going to be starting with the Zoom call, which, because everything was so crazy at the last live stream, I didn't mention about the Zoom call, but this happened over on the Wings of Pegasus supporters page on Facebook. And in this photo we have, and this is Vince who set this all up, we have from left to right, from top left, we have Vince, Michael, B, Angela, Bob, Joe / Tracy, Lisa, Anna, Jennifer and Paul. So thank you for sending that in. And thank you, Laura, for linking me to that. I think, do we have anything else? We might have. Oh, yes, we do. Right, so let me try and... I'm going to have to reorganize this. Oh, hang on, it's just one more. Let me grab that. It's a different pixel ratio, so I'm going to have to adjust it a little bit before getting it on the screen, and that's why it's off to the side. But anyway, this is Dina. It says, awesome foreigner concert Sunday night, picture of me before show in my new Wings of Pegasus shirt. So thank you, Dina, for sending that in. And I'm just having a look. I think, oh, hang on, we might have one more. Again, I have to go away and find the other picture. And where is it? It's got to be somewhere. Oh, here we go. I found it. So let's get this up on screen. My mouse is being really weird. It's suddenly teleporting to another part of the screen, which doesn't make it very easy. Anyway, this is Lynn saying, wearing my new, with Pluto, wearing her Wings of Pegasus shirt. Pluto is waiting for an Apple reward. So thank you for that. So that's Lynn, who says, wearing my new t-shirt, I guess, or what are those called? Maybe a baseball shirt? So thank you for sending that in. 4 more likes, people. If we've got 4 people who haven't hit the thumbs up in the live chat room, that would be great, because then we'll bust out the guitar, have a jam, and that was Picture Corner for tonight. So thank you guys for sending those in. I think we might be able to get away with it if we just grab the guitar, and by the end of the live stream, we have 4 more likes. That's what we're looking for. 3 more likes now. So that, on, this, on. That is the red dude. Red dude. There he is. He woke up. He was awake tonight rather than us waiting for ages. So now, click on that.
You should delegate.
Advert. Wait, you have to go through. Okay. Skip. Anyway, this is explosive Latin rock jam track. Live recording, in capital letters, guitar backing track, in brackets, G minor. And this is from Now You Shred backing tracks, and it's YOU in capital letters. So, let me know what the levels are like. See if I can hear this. Can you hear this? My levels are really bad, but we'll keep on going. we're ending. There we have it. That was the ending. Now, the problem with that was I didn't even get to do an ending because I could hear the backing track, kind of, but I couldn't really hear any of my guitar, which is really weird. I mean, to the point where the backing track, it was quite loud, so it means that I can't even hear the strings. So very much just playing on trying to feel the strings vibrating and thinking, well, the notes I'm kind of doing in my head should be in these locations. So yeah, anyway, that was that. Yeah, that was weird, the sound that I was getting. So that was Explosive Latin Rock Jam Track, live recording in capital letters, and then guitar backing track, and then in brackets G minor, and Now You Shred backing track on YouTube, and the U, the Y-O-U, is in capital letters. So there we have it. As long as it you guys could hear it and hear the guitar on the backing track, that's the most important thing. And yeah, this is something that you do tend to get used to when you have played live quite a lot. Not being able to hear yourself is a bit of a nightmare, but you just gotta roll with it and see what happens. So anyway, thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up, just for tuning into the live stream as well. It seems like we had some problems with the notifications and all that kind of stuff, but we made it in the end. And Sue has donated $19.99. Thank you for that. The message is, I dare anyone to sit still during this Phil Jam. Thank you for that. And Diamond Girl donated $1.99 as well. It says thanks in a heart. I do believe that is so. I think it says thanks. So yeah. Anyway, look out for the another video tomorrow night. Video Friday night as well, video on Sunday, and of course live streaming Saturday night. If you guys can join me then as well, that would be very much appreciated. And I think we're up to date with everything, so all that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock!